shouldn't have stayed up so late in the evening, you guys.
I'm tired.
I'm hungry.
Well, the pancakes are almost ready.
Pancakes? Or flapjacks?
Oh, I hope there's no flapjack flies. I hate flapjack flies.
Oh.
Debbie, where's the kettle?
I'm making tea. Oh, hey guys, can you get the syrup out of the fridge? Wait, what?
Mom, we're out of syrup.
Well, I got it. Let's go on an adventure. Where are we gonna go?
Sugarbush Maple Farm.
Yeah, Sugarbush Tom will get us some syrup. Let's go.
My tea! I get my tea. Whoop. Got it. Okay.
Today we are at Sugarbush Maple Farm in Muskoka. And we have our contest winner, Maddie Lenny, and my friends, Sophia Byrne. And here with us as our guest stars, we have Diana Chrisman, the award-winning actress.
I'm not an award-winning actress.
The award-winning actress.
Oh? It's for me? I'm an award-winning actress, apparently. I play Bianca on the Pony Sitters Club.
And then also from the Pony Sitters Club, we've got Zion Allen.
I play Ethan on the Pony Sitters Club.
Years, traveled the world, and we wanted to retire, and we thought, where are we going to live, and what are we going to do? And so we moved up here from Burlington, bought 100 acres in 2009, and this was all forest. Built this building, and we have tubing that is on a vacuum system, and will collect the sap. It goes to a pump house and then gets pumped up into our sap storage room. So the maple trees give us some sugar in the sap, 2% sugar only. It's clear like water, and when it's in a bottle to sell, it's between 66 and 68.9%. 40 liters of sap to make 1 liter of syrup. That's a very important fact for you to know. I'll show you quickly here where the sap will first start coming in, this way. But this tank, when it's full, will give me 1 barrel of syrup. So let's go out this room.
Oh, wow.
There's 7 bottles there, but only 1 is real maple. Can you figure out which one's the real one?
Yours? Yeah.
Okay, so the one on the right is mine, and all the others have no maple in them, so they are not allowed to use the word maple. Do you know what kind of plant the other liquid comes from? Yeah?
Corn.
Yes, very good, bingo.
I studied.
I can see that. Reverse osmosis is in here, where we remove some water that will never go into the evaporator. I take out about 70% of the water, but keep all the sugar. So I'm 30% liquid. Concentrate goes in the evaporator when we boil. So it saves me a lot of wood and time in front of the evaporator. In the old days, they had to boil all the sap. So they would boil past midnight, probably past breakfast time, probably towards lunch. So it was tough work, but they had very large families. You know, 10 to 15 children in Quebec. They would take shifts. Now we have better equipment, fewer people need to do the work, but the equipment's more expensive. We use wood, some people use wood pellets, some people use oil. Solid wood, like I use, is the most eco-friendly. This is my sap bucket wall.
Oh, cool.
Those are antique sap buckets.
And those are your lids.
And those are lids for the buckets, and they're all different too.
Those are some pretty cool lids.
Yeah.
And are these all the people that have visited? And
Well, some of them.
Oh, wow.
So if you see blue, it's from some people outside of North America.
oh, we have Mexico and Russia and Holland
Everywhere.
and Germany, and that's
So
incredible.
from May to October, I get a lot of people from all over the world coming here for the tour, the 90-minute version tour that I get.
Oh, that is incredible.
Sorry. So we drill into the tree. That's what they've been doing. We go in about this far only. In the olden days, they would go in that far and it would be double the width, so do a lot more damage to the tree that isn't really necessary. So we're a little bit more careful nowadays. When we tap between our head and shoulder height, where it's comfortable to do this 300 or 400 times before you come back for soup. We hold the drill not with one hand, but with two hands when we tap, because we need to make a perfect hole so there's no leaks of air coming out. And then we tap and put it in, and then when we're tapping it in 7 or 8 times and we're listening for a difference in sound, because when the sound goes deeper, then the spout is in as far as it will go. It's slightly tapered, so at one point it will stop. And that's when you know to move on to your next tree. We take out from the tree about 5 to 10% of the sap that the tree has. And we all know that the sap is used by the tree to make leaves in springtime. So no harm done to the trees. It's like you or I donating blood. No harm done to us, no harm done to the tree. You can, if you tap properly and conservatively, you should be able to get sap from your trees for 150 years or more. We want temperatures around -5. -10 is too cold, because if we go out and it's -10 and I tap, put the spout in, I could crack the bark if it's really cold. So around -5 is good, but at 0, the sap, or +1, +2, the sap might start running. So I need to have 3,200 trees tapped before that happens. So we have a tight little window, usually around a week, maybe 10 days to get it done. It's pretty intense. And this year the snow was very deep, so the tappers that went out this year, I don't tap anymore, I don't need to, but I hire some people to do it. It was very difficult because the snow was so deep. Even with snowshoes, they were sinking down pretty far. I have one tap in most of my trees. 116 of them have 2 because they're big.
Right. Miss.
Last year was horrible.
Okay.
Last March was really
Why?
cold. Really cold.
It's just too cold.
Yeah, I only made less than 300 liters of syrup in the whole month of March. Hadn't made any yet, but next week looks very promising. Where I'll go way past that. So it's 100% dependent on the weather.
Yeah.
Well, and we know last April we got a snowstorm.
Yeah.
And then a week later we were in summer because you made a movie, a Christmas movie, in the middle of a blizzard in April.
Cool.
And then a week later we were in t-shirts.
Yeah.
So that's not ideal for you.
That's not, I would like just slow, steady, warm up. I don't want any big variations, because then the sap will stop. If it's too warm, it stops. If it's too cold, it stops. Yes?
Can you get like bugs, like stuff inside the sap?
Yeah, like you saw the sap, whoever saw it, it was not very clean, but it gets filtered twice before it becomes maple syrup. So yeah, bugs and bark and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, we take all that out.
I think you should just leave it in for some bottles and say crunchy.
Right, like crunchy peanut butter, crunchy syrup.
Yeah.
I like it.
So who wants to buy the bottle with the bugs in it? You do? Okay. Interesting, interesting. Any other questions about maple?
How does the process differ with you had the dark maple syrup in there and the amber? Does that take less or more sap, or is it the concentrate, or what is it?
The government only cares that the percentage of the sugar in the syrup is between 66 and 68.9% by law.
Yeah.
They don't care what color I make.
Right.
So when I boil for that sugar content.
Right.
Then I look to see what color it is.
Right.
Not the other way around. So it's very possible in 1 year I could make just one color,
Right.
not all 4.
Is it just a?
Chemistry, the tree decides the color, the tree determines the taste, and I just try not to mess it up.
So you don't put anything in there, like,
Nothing,
oh,
nothing. We just boil water away
yeah.
to make that 2% that I get from the tree go up to the 67% is my target. And then I take it off the evaporator and we filter it and then bottle it.
How can you
And-
tell how much sugar's in it?
I have a hydrometer, it's like a big thermometer, you put it in the syrup and it will actually give you a reading.
So you don't lick everybody's syrup before you. No.
No,
See, we're
I
learning
don't.
good things. No bugs, no licking.
so how long do you have to boil it for?
When I'm boiling, depending on how much sap I have to boil, I'm usually working between 6 to 12 hours.
Oh, okay.
depending on how much sap I have.
In the last 6 years, because you said it's unpredictable what you'd get,
Yeah.
how many times have you gotten the dark syrup?
The dark I've gotten every year. The very dark, the darkest
Yeah,
one,
like the
I have
very-
never made.
Really?
No, I came close last spring to make it, the numbers, I have a little machine, I put maple syrup in a vial and a light beam will try to pass through and will give you an actual digital readout. Numbers 1 to 25 are very dark, 1 being the darkest. And I saw 1 to 25 is very dark. I made one syrup that was at 29. So almost a very dark, but not quite. So I still have not made very dark.
Now, where does your syrup go? Who buys from you? Like,
You do.
so you buy straight from here?
Yeah, I don't bring it anywhere.
You don't distribute to,
No.
wow. So
Don't
that's a
need-
lot of syrup and a lot of people come up here specifically to
Yeah.
buy your syrup.
But look,
Okay.
Are those your taps that go in the tree?
those were old taps, yeah.
cool.
Those are wood ones. Then they had metal, rolled metal, and now we use polycarbonate spout like this.
Do you taste it like that? And that's
I do,
oh, okay.
just to taste this, make sure it's not that off flavor
Okay.
if the winter is too cold.
Okay.
Yeah, so I know if it's good or not, yeah.
Pocket pancakes? Well, how convenient is that when in Canada?
What do I,
Yeah, don't wait too long.
Get her in there, Linz.
right now?
Get it, yeah.
So what do I do? Do I have to roll it up?
So, yeah, so get some
Get
here,
some here. Yep.
and then start, see how it's all stick
Oh my
together?
gosh, this is so cool.
Oh,
We learned not to eat these hot.
Now put it back on the ice.
And now it's in my hair. I'm a mess. You can't take me anywhere.
Put the snow here.
This is so cool. Look.
It's going. Flip.
Yeah.
Oh, Diana,
No,
can you
just
make a
wait.
heart?
Oh, sorry.
Can you make a
Um,
totem pole? Can you do something with it?
I can make a blob. How about that?
It's a beautiful blob. Applause. Applause. This one looks like a heart because I love maple syrup candy.
And do you have to use snowshoes all the time?
Yes. Usually there's lots of snow. There's about 4 feet of snow in the bush right now, so there's no way you could get around. It was hard enough today because it was so warm and the snow was so heavy and we were sinking down anyway.
Did you also struggle with ice?
I did. Just
Your ice.
yeah, not in the bush though.
Okay.
Just I wiped out when I got back.
Now here is a very, 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 very important question. Do your arms ever get tired from drilling?
They sure do. Very. Yeah. So you figure you're out here for, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 hours. We did 7 yesterday, and you're drilling a hole in each tree, and you're tapping away with your tapper to get the spile into the tree. So by the end of the day, yeah, you're pretty tired. Your legs and your arms are tired.
But it's worth it, right?
It is. Well, you have, look at, you've got
Delicious.
maple taffy.
Yeah.
Did you have some samples inside?
Yes.
And you had some maple syrup and maple fudge and all those good things we make?
Oh, delicious. We bought a lot of stuff.
Good. I eat a lot of stuff too. No, it's totally worth it. Completely. Yeah.
So how long does it usually take to tap that?
Well, this is my first year, and it took us about 7 days.
Wow.
So there
So a
was,
full week.
there's 2 of us for the most part, a third guy for part of the time. So a full week, yeah. So I'm ready for a rest.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for being on Explore with Muskoka Girl.
I'm so happy to help you guys out. You were wonderful. You were lots of fun. And I hope to see you back for maple creamies in the summertime. Okay? Sugarbush Tom signing out. See you later. Woo.